Hello, music lovers and conversationalists. Today I'm excited to share with you my top 5 albums for 2022 in the blues and blues rock genres. I had a tough time narrowing this down. There were so many great albums that came out in the two genres over the course of this year, but I think I put together a pretty stellar lineup of 5. But before I show you those 5, I wanted to share with you a couple of runners up that are both solid albums in their own right. And the first one is one that I'm really excited to share with you. It's a band that I'm going to be seeing for the first time in early 2023. I forget what the date is, but whenever I see them, I will be doing a review after the show and giving you my thoughts on them and what they're like in the live and in person, and that is none other than the local Boston-based blues trio GA20. If you're a fan of Hound Dog Taylor and his sound of blues, that kind of raw, gritty, unprocessed blues, if you will, then you're going to love GA20. This album was one that I did not realize was going to be coming out this year until a friend of mine told me, and when I heard about it, I quickly hot-footed it over to one of my favorite record stores, or my favorite record store, I should say, and fortunately the owner had a couple on hand, but sorry for the glare. But this is called Crackdown, and it is the latest and greatest album of GA20. They're a force to be reckoned with, and I think they're going to be a big name in the blues world for years to come. The next one is by a veteran blues rocker who has been in bands such as Canned Heat and also the John Mayall and the Blues Breakers band, and that is none other than the legendary Walter Trout. This is I think to date his finest solo album, and it's called Ride. And as you can see, I got an autographed copy through the website. Walter was not, real quick, I'll show you the back. When I last saw him, Walter was not doing any meet and greets or signings after the show, so I was fortunate to have the option to get a signed copy through the website, and I jumped on that because Walter is one of my favorite blues artists, and he's one of the artists that I will always go and see, and he always puts on a fantastic show. And as my buddy George has said often, he's one of those artists that you really have even more of an appreciation of than when you listen to them on a record and then see them in person, and you just really are blown away by how good they are. And he's one of those artists, and he never disappoints. Coming in at number 5 for the top 5 bands or albums, I should say, of 2022 is a band that I think is the new face of the blues rock genre. They've been busy lately over the last handful of years releasing a studio album and more recently a live album, and this November, I believe it was, they released what I think is one of their best albums to date, and it is by the blues rock duo Larkin Poe, and this is called Blood Harmony. I absolutely love the cover here. I love the goth-like theme they're going for. This is just a fantastic album from beginning to end. It's a nice follow-up to Self-Made Man. I apologize for the glare. Some of my favorite tracks off of this album are called Southern Comfort, Strike Gold, and Kick the Blues. Those are all 3 songs that I think are worthy of checking out. And one of the nice features that comes with this album is a nice poster, and I'll show you that as well. Sorry about that. good picture of Megan and Rebecca Lovell. This might be frame worthy, I think. So the album that I got, and I think I have it still in the sleeve, is kind of a purplish pinkish color album with some cool splatters in it. But I just recently saw on the website they have a bone white color, which I will most likely order to accompany the purplish, pinkish, whatever you want to call it, color, and have two different variants of it. The next album that I want to share with you is one of the all-time great Chicago blues artists. He's one of the best showmen in the blues world, and he is doing his farewell tour, and I'm fortunate to say that I will be going to see him next year, and I will be at the Casino Ballroom up in Hampton Beach in New Hampshire, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how his final tour goes. He's always been an electrifying artist, and his live shows never disappoint, and it is another, the legendary Buddy Guy. And this is his latest studio album off of the Alligator Records, and it is called The Blues Don't Lie. Again, sorry for the glare. This is an album that has 16 tracks, and you can indulge yourself in the Chicago blues, and there were 3 songs off of the album that I wanted to share with you that I think are worthy of listening to and really stand out and showcase the talent and range that Buddy Guy has in his playing and his singing. The first one is called The World Needs Love. The second one is, I'd say it's an autobiographical song. And there's a couple of them on there that have that theme, but this one is called I Let My Guitar Do the Talking, and that is just one that I've listened to several times over already. But my favorite one on here is the title track, and it's Blues Don't Lie, and I think that's an excellent name for a song and also an album, because it's really hard to hide the blues when you have them. And if you're a fan of electric blues, Chicago style blues guitar, and you love Buddy Guy, then this is a must-have album for your collection. The next album coming in at number 3, this is where it started to get a little tricky, and I went back and forth on which one was going to be number 3 and which one was going to be number 2, but again, there really is no separation in the numbers. These 5 albums, I think, are the best of 2022 in the blues world, and coming in at number 3 is, again, one of the best artists in the business. He's been around for a long time, and it is none other than Tinsley Ellis, and his 2022 release is called Devil May Care. This is, again, I got an autographed copy, and this is one of my favorite blues albums of all time. It's got a great red color to it. It's on the Alligator label, and Alligator has really hit a couple of home runs this year with the release of Buddy Guy's album, and earlier back in January with Tinsley Ellis. Tinsley Ellis is doing a different kind of a set this year. It's kind of like a story themed song set list, I guess you could say, and I think he's doing more acoustic storytelling type songs, and featuring more acoustic guitars and dobros in his set. So if you like acoustic blues, you might want to check that out and see where he's going to be playing. In my review for Devil May Care back in January when this album came out. I picked 3 songs, and after reviewing them, again, I am not changing my decision on the 3 songs that stood out the most to me. The first one is a song called Juju. Next is called Right Down the Drain, and my favorite song off of the album is called One Last Ride. So check out Devil May Care by Tinsley Ellis, and those 3 songs, and I'd be interested in hearing what your thoughts are. The next album is probably the album that has the most blues funk sound to it of the year, and it is by the son of the late legendary Luther Allison, and it is by Bernard Allison, and he has his own sound, and it is a fantastic album, and it's called Highs and Lows. And again, sorry for the glare. I'll take it out of the sleeve here. Maybe that'll be a little easier to read, but I was able to get an autographed copy. Let's see if I can spin that around upright. It says, "To Steve, enjoy the music." And over here, Bernard Allison signed this. So that's always cool to have something signed by the artist. Here's the back of the album. Good picture of Bernard. I was fortunate to see him, I think it was before the pandemic really hit. I was one of the last shows, I think, or one of the handful of shows I saw before everything shut down, and it was the Blues Caravan tour that was put out by Roof Records, and Mike Zito was on the tour, and Allie Venable was also with them, and she is the youngest member of the tour at that time, and she really held her own and was able to show off her chops, and she was just really taking in everything and learning as much as she could from Mike Zito and Bernard Allison, and the 3 of them just sounded great, and played for about 4 hours, and I'm pretty sure that it was right before the pandemic, but my memory could be wrong on that. Now for the number 1 album pick of 2022, he's one of my all-time favorite modern-day blues artists. He always puts on an excellent show. I've seen him at least a half dozen times, maybe more. He is a Florida blues man, and he is just one of the finest in the business. He's very friendly to his fans. He's very grateful towards them, and pours his heart out at every show. And he is none other than the fantastic Albert Castiglia. And this is his latest album, I Gotta Love, which is a great follow-up to his last album, which was called Masterpiece. And both of these are just fantastic albums. Both are on the Gulf Coast Records album, which is owned by Mike Zito, and once again, Zito lends his hand on this album, and the 2 are just a force to be reckoned with in the not only the guitar playing world, but they have such great skills when it comes to playing the guitar, but their songwriting skills are just unmatched, and the 2 of them were working on an album this year, and it's slated to be released sometime in early to mid 2023, called Blood Brothers, and I'm really looking forward to seeing them again. I'll be seeing them twice on tour in early 2023. I think it's like March and April or something like that, but March or April. But this album, I Got Love, is just Albert speaking from the heart. It's talking about hard times, dealing with the pandemic, and he just really pours out his heart and soul to the listener. And once again, Albert just blows my mind away in the way he can just grab an audience or individual's ears, and you're sitting on the edge of your seat from the first song and the last notes of the last song. It's just an amazing experience to listen to him live and to really absorb everything that he has to offer. And I can't say enough good things about him. He's just a great musician and a great human being. And the three songs that really stood out to me on this album called I Got Love are You Don't Know Hell, Depression Blues, which is the only cover on here, and it's a Melvin Taylor original, and the title track I Got Love. Those are the three songs from the album that stand out the most to me. And again, this is I don't know if you can see it, but right here is an autographed copy. I didn't have a black Sharpie on me at the time, so Albert used a silver one. And so once again, those are my top 5 albums for the blues and blues rock genre. Thank you for watching, and I hope everyone has a happy, healthy, and safe 2023. And there'll be plenty of more new albums coming out that I'll be showing you, and lots of good shows to review as well. Happy New Year, everybody, and thank you for watching.